Okay. Ooh, look at that. Chuck in. Chuck in for the win. Chucked it right in there. How many Chuck jokes can I make? Charles in charge. No? Nothing. Nobody's liking that one. All right, give this a second here. Here we go. All right. Alert the crew. Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. All right. Good. Okay. Yep. Morning. Good morning. Sun shining in Florida. Lucky. Yeah, we should get some of that here. I don't know about how many other folks on here experienced what I did this week, but I think we ended up somewhere around, all in all, eight inches. Peter, you know what I'm talking about. There, Rob, you know what I'm talking about. Look at that. It got really freaking cold, kind of all across the place, and yeah, it was a little bit, not necessarily of a surprise, but there you go, Steve. Same thing, man. We probably got about 8 inches through the week. And now I'm gonna give it it's gonna be a nice day. I think like 50. We should be somewhere around something like that, if you like that. So we can talk about a number of things here. The video that's coming up really kind of just has to do with honestly taking a little bit of advantage of the snow. So I personally am not one to shy away from doing any sort of lawn work with upcoming snowstorms. I think it's a great thing to take advantage of in the springtime. Any opportunity you have to take advantage of precipitation, you should absolutely do it if you're trying to get something to get down into the soil. It is one of the best, slowest, most controlled way to allow the ground to just take in what you're putting down. So much more effective than rainfall. Plus, there's a stability factor that comes with it. So I think that, if anybody else is going to have another one of these cold snaps, we're actually expecting more snow here. I think in like 3 or 4 days, which, it is what it is, I guess, when you live at high elevation. But I'm freaking done with it, man. So ready for summer. All right. So if y'all have any questions you want to throw at me right now, let's rock and roll. I'm good to go. There's always some good stuff here. Ron, thanks to seasons are reversing. We had a conversation about this years and years and years when I was a very young man. I ran some ski shops here, and we talked about how they should consider shifting the seasons a little bit. It seemed like it was starting too early and ending too early, because we end up getting like a month's worth of snow after the ski resort closes every year, and I don't know why that would be so difficult to figure out, but it's like a shift. So yeah, Freddie, so many questions you threw at me. It was great. Tiffany, are you gonna what? Am I gonna review Humichar? No, but I could tell you about it if you want. That's a good question. There was just a question that came up about Humichar. That's an Anderson's product. It's their standard humic DG and biochar. I don't know what the percentage of the biochar is, but that particular material, it would be a good soil amendment if you want to put down something that can break apart easily and get down into the soil. It's got a lot of good characteristics for microbial stuff. I just prefer the liquid. I think that you get a better effect long term. Oh, damn! There's just a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, hold on. Let me just jump through here. Tiffany, that's something you could email me about. I do talk about other products from other companies a lot. It's really no big deal. I love to talk about it. Special plans projects for my lawn yard this year. Let me clue you into some stuff I'm waiting for permits on right now. There's actually a garage / guest house that's going to be built in the back here. That's going to tie in some larger retaining walls and some big additions to the lawn area. So we're waiting for county approval on that right now. So that's something I'm actually pretty excited about. So I saw something about potassium in here real quick. Too much potassium in the soil can be drying. It tends to just kind of give you a little bit wicks water away, can make your soil be a little bit hydrophobic. So too much can be that way. So typically in those cases, there's a balance between calcium, magnesium, potassium. When you're talking about sort of the larger cations in there, you can move some K out of the soil with Cal, and vice versa. You can move some Cal out with K. So there's some things that you can move around if that's something that you're worried about right now. Let's see. Wow, good questions. Okay, when to put down grub preventer? Read the label. On the Spectra, I don't know. On the Spectra side, I believe that is a it kills the larva, so that has to go down early, and take a look on there. But I'm pretty sure that Scott's one is a larval killer, so they would have to be present. Aerate, good for sandy soils. So Curtis, yeah, but it'd be a little bit different. What you might find in your sand is you've got some stuff that is maybe tied up. The aerate can untie and get moving into the plant, and it'll still leave behind that humic, that carbon portion that's going to just benefit your sand overall. Putting down biostim, will heavy rain reduce effectiveness or wash it away? If you get a flash rain with anything you put down, you run the risk of things moving off your soil. It just depends on how much can actually get into the soil and how quickly, okay? So that's something that you'd have to play with. Like if you have super sandy soil, you could take 2 or 3 inches of rain really quickly and it'll push down into the soil. If not, if you have more clay, you have a chance to run those products off. So you kind of have to know what your soil is. Oh, so much stuff. Okay, here. Screenemax. Can you talk about what makes Flora Green different from anything? Like, it's different than milk or tea? No, it's Flora Green is just a balance. It's got a load of miners in it, and we just kind of kept a low analysis thing that you can put on plants pretty regularly. Put a gallon, like an ounce in a gallon of water, and go water all your plants and just get an awesome feeding every single time you do it. High pH, using sulfur. What next products did I use? Okay, pretty much everything aside from aerate and humic by itself, it's going to be on the low end of the pH scale with everything that we do. Everything is acidic. So you're going to be fine to pretty much use anything in the line. And really, people with high pH, it doesn't really matter all that much either. These are not things that are going to make major pH changes to your soil, but you will get different effectiveness based on how high your pH is and what materials are going down. So there is a pH chart. You can just do a quick search for nutrient availability in a pH range. You'll find a chart that talks about it. Man, I think you guys have lawn journeys. Had fungus last year. I'm sorry. You should see your doctor. That's something you should do. No, preventative fungicide. That's fine. If you look at most of those labels, I think that you have like a 21-day repeat on application. So that's something to take a look at. Recommend throwing topsoil over rocky clay in West Georgia to get a good base of establishment. Sure. Or sand. Yeah, both of those would be good. The topsoil obviously is always going to be a better option. Mushroom compost, good top dressing. Glenn, I know a bunch of people swear by that. I've never used it. You could talk to Jim Beveridge about that. I'm pretty sure that he's used the mushroom compost, so that's something you could take a look at. Brent, studies are going good. We just put in a huge batch for this year for UGA to do a whole bunch of different things. Peter, check with, on the stress actually, check with Alan on that. Let me see what else. I think we're about to jump over somewhere else. Oh man, you guys, wow, there's like 100 comments. Jumping down. Okay, good. Where does the seaweed come from that's used in next products? South Africa, Nova Scotia, Norway, Ireland. It comes from Maine. Sourced in the good old USA. That's how we do everything over here. So that was one of the great reasons that we didn't have any sort of impacts on materials coming across. Everything was done. Oh, you guys hear that sound?
One of the most popular questions I get is about eating breakfast.
I don't get that question. All right, so let's just see. I can still answer something while this cool countdown is going over here on the other side. Aerate and detach put out on the Florida heat yesterday. That's awesome. Good. Detail questions. Is it okay? David, please go ahead and send me anything. Answers at Longology. If you guys have questions, you can do that. Saw a video from Next saying putting 3 ounces per 1,000, putting down every month. Soil is always above 7, so it's consistent. Does it make a difference if you put higher amounts. So just read the label, Brazilian guy, just read the label on that. I don't know which particular product that you're talking about, but that there are max and sort of minimum label recommendations. So check that. Yeah, Tiffany, you're right. I'm still showing a minute on the countdown, so I can do a couple more. Looking down. Fast shipping, you're welcome. Okay. This is a speed round. Okay. All right, got to the bottom. All right. Do we have anything else? Are we gonna go watch the 80s countdown? I'm good to go back over there. Just so you know, in the video coming up, Jack, that's where it is. You're gonna have to watch for that. That's it. I'm gonna jump over. Oh, Tiffany, yes. People do that a lot. Actually, that's not a big deal. Morning, Travis. We're going over to the premiere, so we'll get over there. Do you have a compost accelerator? Hey, Peter, actually, the detach works really well for that. The detach product, if you put it in there, it really does help a lot. Okay? Yeah, it's good. Okay. I'm gonna close it right there. I'm going over to the other side. I'll be on the live chat over on the video. Talk to you guys soon. See ya.